Woo! Tank versus the trash talker that is Romeo. Live from Brooklyn, New York. Now, Tank Davis is the favorite in this fight, so I suppose that he's going to win this fight, um, according to a lot of people. But you never know. Boxing is a sport that could be full of upsets. So all it takes is one punch. Everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the face. He's representing, and Rolio is representing Las Vegas, Nevada. 14 wins, 12 knockouts. Number one lightweight contender, Rolando. Rolio. Gervonta. Oh, look how favorite he is. Tank Davis. Look how everybody cheering for him. 26-0. 24 knockouts. 0 losses. Both of these guys are undefeated, but somebody's going to take an L on their roster, or on their resume, excuse me, tonight. Oh, underground screen, brother. Thanks to a lot of people on YouTube, I get to watch these fights for free. So none of this is paid for. Thanks to guys giving me the connect. And as you can see, boom, boom. It's a little glimpse of the fight. It's on right now. We're screaming it right now as we speak. What about you? You paid for it? You know, this hookup that these guys gave me, man, I could watch any NBA game from anywhere. You know, it's coming along nicely a little bit. You know, slowly but surely. You know, I stopped on it for a while because we got other endeavors to do. He said, "Nah, I never pay." You know, speaking of that, when are you coming down here? Aren't you moving down here or something like that? But my number one advice, man, get your pockets right. Get your pockets right. Because it's more costly in the long run to live here than it is in the United States, to be honest with you. Because if you want to still live that Western lifestyle, it's going to cost you. And it's going to cost you more money than it costs to live in the United States, because the United States is already, that lifestyle is already there. And it's not imported from another country. So keep that in mind. You'll be spending twice. That going out for a burger, going out for, you know, common things that you like doing, you can't do that here. You know, if you want to move to the Philippines, you got to live like a Filipino. That means you're going to have to eat like them to save money. And that means not 5-course meals or whatever meal you want to eat every single day. It's completely different. You got to make that sacrifice. You move to the Philippines, you got to live like a Filipino. Oh, and here we go with the first round so far. You know how the first round goes about. Both fighters feel about each other. No pause. Just to draw a couple of jabs to see how it is. Now, I told you, Rolio, he got that long arm. Yeah, you got to get the pockets right, because you're not going to make no income here. You're going to have income coming in from somewhere else, or you're going to have, a good amount saved. You can. That's a good amount of money here to live here. But the question is, you're gonna have to have it coming in from somewhere else. You know, that's the thing. Now you look at the rent, you be like, oh, it's cheap here, it's this, it's that. You got to understand when you don't get paid $15-$20 an hour here. There's no hourly jobs, man. Life is completely different. Completely different. So to afford that little bit amount of rent that it costs, it's gonna cost you. You gotta have an outside source. Like there's a lot of people here that's from the US, but they got either outside source coming in or they have a tremendous amount to save. I'm talking about like thousands, like $500,000, stuff like that. You know, you gotta have that bread. You gotta save up. You gotta have that bread. You know. Salute, brother. Yo, Chi-Town, you watching this fight? And hold on for a sec. Looks like I have to hit that pause button again. Yeah. Yeah, don't 20K a year is not 20K US terms. Okay? Remember they go by pesos. So if you make 20,000 pesos a month, that's what? What's that? That's $400? Four US dollars? You know, if you're from the west, you're from the United States, you're not going to be comfortable living that lifestyle. You got to completely give up the lifestyle that you normally used to living. No more buying jewelry like you want to, buying Jordans, buying PlayStation 5s. You got to give up a huge chunk of your life, and you have to live a little subtle, unless you move into like a city atmosphere, you know. But if you move into a city atmosphere, it's going to cost you twice as much money because you have to get all that stuff that you want imported to there, and it's going to cost a lot of money, you know. Reese's candy bar, sticker candy bar, costs money out the wazoo. You know why? Because it's not from this country, but they got them here, but it costs a lot. For starters, they don't sell that much. They got their own version of Reese's, their own version of stickers. So you're going to have to double down on that type of stuff. It's not the same, man. It really is not the same. You know, so always think twice. That goes for any country. If you want to go to Africa, you want to go to any country that's considered a poor country. You know, I don't want to take away from this fight too much. But at the same time, I just had to drop those jewels on some people because I don't want you to come out here and get stuck. Do not come out here and get stuck. Okay, medical treatment is not the same. All right, then there's no medical insurance. You gotta pay lots of money. You know, there's no insurance or nothing like that here. You just gotta have money to pay right there on the spot. Tanky's on his bicycle a little bit in this fight, doing a little bit less punches, and he's on his bike. And Rolio doing mad punches. Rolio want to mess him up. Woohoo! Rolio pissed off. He want to F this dude up. I hope the Celtics do choke. Tank got shorter arms. The other dude, he got long arms, so he could box with God. Davis is going to feel this dude a little bit. He get tired, that's Davis's chance to sneak in there. That's the thing. I don't pay for a Western lifestyle over here a little bit too much. Sometimes I indulge in a culture, and it's it's an adjustment, you know. But I don't live over here. I just stay over here for a couple months, so I can make the adjustment. But just imagine if you had to live like that consistently, you know, throughout your life. This would be your home if you move over here. So just be careful, is what I'm saying. Even the adjustment for me. Oh, look at them. They're throwing punches. They're throwing punches. Tank moving around a little bit. He's moving around a little bit, and they're just feeling each other out to try to get a little good punch. Tatum wants to be called superstar. He got to be earned. He got to earn it. He got to play like that all year long. That's how he gonna be called a superstar. Yeah, he did stole that round, but Rolio was gonna f him up if he didn't fall down. He was piling on top, everything. You know, even me, AK, it's hard to make that adjustment, man. Eating certain foods that you're not used to. You have to eat some of the same foods every single day. You know where we come from. We have the luxury. We take a lot of stuff for granted. We have the luxury of eating cheeseburger and fries one day, pizza the next day. You can't do that here. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that here. And if you try to do that here, it's going to cost you a lot because this is not the type of food that they sell here. You know, you want to eat, you want to come to the Philippines, you got to live like a Filipino. It's different. Well, then you'll be solid. Then you'll be solid. You're doing what I do. You know, maybe one day, man. And I don't know about that. I can't say never. You never know. I don't know. Can y'all hear the audio a little bit on this? Here comes Davis. Round three. It looked like they scared the dope punches a little bit because somebody gonna get catched. So can y'all still could hear it a little bit though, huh? I tried to turn it up a little bit. Keep in mind, bless YouTube is real strict on um things like this. I don't want to catch a strike before you know it. Boop, your live stream has been interrupted with copyright. You know how it is over here. But keep that in mind, AK. If you move to a province, your life is gonna take a big change, real big change. You know, you can hunt for food or whatever. I'm rooting for Davis in this fight. Actually, I can't say I'm rooting for anybody. I just think Davis will win. He's the favorite. But just keep that in turn. You got to hunt after your own food. You know how you go in the supermarket, you see meat already freshly cut. Here, you have to do the cutting yourself. I don't know if I should post that on YouTube, but we got people here slaughtering pigs. You're seeing the pig die. It takes a toll on your mind mentally because being from the States, you're not used to that. You're not used to hunting. It make you think twice about eating that. You'd be like, then you see flies all around it. You'd be like, oh shit, we doing this shit from scratch. It's different. It takes a toll. You know, it's easy to eat chicken in the supermarket when the product is already there. You know, nah, I do live streams on my sports channel in general. The other channel was a backup because YouTube tried to shut my live stream down, and I had to fight for that, and it was a whole situation. I got videos with guys slaughtering goats, guys slaughtering pigs. Right now I could post that footage on YouTube, but I don't know if they'll block it off or be some violation of animal cruelty, stuff like that, because YouTube's real strict on that stuff. But it's different, man. You got the pig intestines, and you're cooking and you're eating that. You're eating pig blood. They mix pig blood with the stew. It's different, man. It's different. You're gonna have to adjust yourself. They eat shark. Kill the shark. Eat it. You go fishing. You know. You're gutting the stuff yourself. As a guy from the States, I'm from New York City. I'm not used to this farmer lifestyle and doing this stuff from scratch. I'm completely different. I'm cut from a different cloth. you know. He said he might have to go vegan. Yeah, you might. You might. You know, just be prepared to experience different. Yeah, it's like that in Manila too. Philippines is a poor country, man. Keep that in mind. Oh, Tank is avoiding getting caught by all means necessary. You know, he has shorter arms, so he can't really box toe to toe with Rolio. Rolando has a long arm advantage. He could jab his way to victory if he want to. You know, Manila's not like New York City. It's not like the Philippines. I mean, it's not like Los Angeles. It's a run down squatter city. You know, people don't have normal houses. They have like some houses made out of bamboo. They have some houses, made from the dirt. You got to live completely different. Some don't have stoves. They chopping up wood, cooking their food on, boiling water on a big pot. Life is different, you know. Oh, I would love to see that 50 Cent versus Floyd. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. That's like hip hop meets boxing, you know. And Floyd used to box. I mean, 50 Cent used to box. 50 Cent got them hands. Southside Jamaica, Queens. 50 Cent got them hands. He used to give it to people in the hood. I'm from Queens, you know. I know stories of 50 Cent, man. We from two different parts of Queens, but it's not too far off from each other. Same borough, same borough. This fight is not action packed so far. It's a very slow, grinded out fight because Tank is afraid to get into a quote unquote boxing fight. You know, sooner or later somebody gonna get caught. You know, sooner or later somebody gonna get caught. But at the same time, that's the thing with Tank, man. He don't want to get into a brawl with this dude because this dude got longer arms, and it's hard for him to get in there. See, it's hard for him to get in there to try to box. Now, once he gets in there, he has an advantage. I mean, I don't know Jay-Z like that. I mean, I listen to some of his music. He's from Brooklyn. You know, there's two different boroughs. You know, but I mean, if you mean by mess with him musically, yeah, I listen to Reasonable Doubt, some of his older work. Not like that every day though. Laura got a good knockout today too. Oh, and Tank try to go for the body. When you boxing a guy that has longer arms, go for the body a little bit. So once you go in there, you could start tapping him because his arms is long. You could but he can't get in there though. Tank has to find a way to get in there and avoid that jab because Romeo could keep him at bay with the jab. Good punch by Tank. He got in there a little bit. Now you got to keep wearing him out. Yeah, Floyd doing a lot of nobody fights. He's just trying to catch a quick bag. He's trying to feed his lifestyle. You know. Yeah, that is true. He's another attention whore. You know, Lord LeBron James, Floyd Mayweather, they're attention whores. They need to stay in the spotlight. You know, Kyrie Irving is one of those type of dudes too. He like being in the spotlight. He may say he don't, but he likes it. Whoa. See, he's having look at that last sequence of punches. All right. Now look a little look. Just look at this from. Uh, no, I was gonna show you a little bit from the boxing point of view. Wait till the next round get back, and I want to show you how it's hard for Tank to get in there to actually make a fight. He's getting kept at bay. Man, Kyrie Irving is a man of many faces. The guy got some. I don't want to make fun of people who have like some bipolar disorder, but he definitely has split personality. Kyrie Irving is a very, very awkward dude. You know, you gotta be careful around guys like that, man. You know, they get you in a lot of trouble because you don't know what to make out of them. One minute they cool with you, the next minute they probably want to kill you. He's mentally off. I mean, I don't want to like, how that's a sensitive topic, so I try to stay away from it a little bit. But look, boom. Now see how they are. They kept that bay, right? You see that, right? They kept that bay. Now that's the thing about this fight. They kept that bay. He can't get in there to have them long arms. You know. It's the fifth round. I didn't know you watch boxing, Lamont. Holy shit! I didn't know Lamont watched boxing. I didn't know you a Tank Davis fan. I got Tank Davis winning this fight, but it's one of those slow-mo fights because Tank don't want to take the risk of getting hit. And if he goes in there, he's going to get hit with the jab because Romeo's good at hitting him with the jab. He's keeping them at bay. Like, come up in here you want. You're going to have to take these jabs. I'm going to clock you a couple of times before you get in here. And boom, that's what you do. When he gets here's how you hit a guy that has long arms. He does the jab, you make him miss. Then you go in and you hit him. There you go, Tank. Now Tank is doing it. He's taking the cue. You see that? Soon as he missed that jab, go in. Soon as he missed that jab, go right in there. That's how you do it. That's how you hang in there. But you got to let him make mistakes first. You know who's good at that? Laura. When he fought Canelo, he made Canelo make mistakes. And he got robbed out of that fight because he actually beat Canelo. That's the problem with boxing decisions. Sometimes guys get robbed out of fights. Good punch. Good punch by Rolio. He got Tank Davis on his bicycle. Tank is running around the ring. Those long arms and those power punches. I told you this boy was crazy. I told you he was sick. Prior to this fight going down, I said it was going to be a crazy fight. Because I said son was he got them long arms. And that'll give anybody problems. You know what my man Nas said? Your arm's too short to box with God. I only deal with soloists. See how the guy said Davis is showing him respect? He's not showing him respect. He's just being cautious because he don't want to go in there and get hit. That's it. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? That's all it comes down to, bro. Tank Davis said he was going to put that work in on him. And so far, it's harder than, easier said than done. Oh, good punch, punch. But Rolio ate that because it's around the shoulder. Rolio backing his man down. See, Rolio's backing his man down because he know he's taller. So he's trying to cut the ring off and back him down. Ugas is a good fighter, but he only beat Pacquiao because he kept Pacquiao at bay with the jab. Pacquiao was just a shorter fighter. Oh crap! Oh, shit, I'm dropping my shit. But yeah, that's the main reason why he beat Pacquiao. You know, he's just bigger and he has boxing skill. Pacquiao is not a boxer. He's just a guy that brawls. So if you box Pacquiao, you could beat him. If you play mind games with Pacquiao, you could beat him. Pacquiao is just the type of dude that want to go in there and fight. You punch me and I punch you. Look at the celebrities here today. We got Earl Spence Jr. We got Tracy McGrady. We got Tracy Morgan. We got Madonna. We got everybody here in the house, here in Brooklyn, New York. Tracy McGrady, a cool dude, man. I met Tracy McGrady in Los Angeles. Great guy. Cool dude. You have no idea how many professional athletes I met in Los Angeles. I met most of them all in LA. In New York, I met just hip hop artists mostly. But LA was all meeting people. Met a lot of people. Practically because I dealt with a law firm that was in entertainment. There was a law firm that dealt with the entertainment business. So I got to meet a lot of people that was, oh, this guy, I'm suing this guy because he stole my material, copyright, blah, 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 blah. He's using my name wrong in his music video and la, 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 stuff like that. The last OG, Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan is on one, man. He definitely is on one. Oh, below the belt. A below the belt hit for Romeo. He's trying to hit those nads. He could lose another point again. Tank Davis may win this fight just off decision, but he's not doing much to stay active. This is certainly a different posture for Gervonta Davis, fighting from the outside, showing Yeah, see, he's fighting from the outside because he can't get inside because the dude's arm's too tall. He's keeping him at bay with that jab, and he don't want to eat those jabs up. Oh, Rolio went for the knockout. You saw that? He almost, if he hit Tank with those two shots, Tank would have been knocked out. He is fighting from a distance. He's just dodging and missing all these guys' punches. But seeing when he throw those flurry of punches, that was your time to go in. That was your time to go in. Clock him. Because once he throws a flurry of punches, once those flurry of punches stop, because he missed a lot, that's when you bank in and hit him. You got to bank in on those. Yeah, he looks poised because he knows he has the advantage on the outside. Oh, and he caught him. That's how you do it. Tank caught him. Soon as he missed and he slips, you catch him. That's it. That's what I told you. That's how you catch a guy when he got longer arm reach. He caught him. It's over. Wow. It's over. It's over. Knockout. It's over. It's over. That's it. Holy crap. That's it. The dude looked dazed. You know, Romeo has a weird posture about himself. He looked confused a lot sometimes anyway. But oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fight over. Fight over. It's over. It's over. You saw that? It's over, man. Yo, it's over. Fight over. He killed him with a two-piece and that was it. Oh my God. That was it. The dude don't look that phased. He's cross-eyed. So he's gonna look like he's really dizzy anyway. And he's a little, he's a little off in the head a little bit. But that don't mean he was really hurt. If you see how Romeo talk, how he carries himself in a way that he's a little off. I said he was mentally off in my fight prediction fight, right? He has twisted eyes, and he just looks awkward. That don't mean he was hurt. Look, he's walking off on his own. He's good. He kind of got robbed. Y'all saying he looked woozy and all that. That's how he normally looked. That's his face. Look at son. Y'all see him? Does he look? Does he look like a guy that he just looks like that? That's how he normally looks. He normally like, well, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to kick his ass, man. That's how he talks, dog. He talks slow. I thought something was mentally wrong with him when I see his interviews. Look up his interviews and look how he talked, how he carried himself. He got twisted eyes, so he looked crazy anyway. So this shouldn't be a knockout. This kind of a robbery. You should have let the fight continue. That's it. That's it. I mean, Tank Davis is a warrior. He could fight and all, but all he did was moved around the ring a little bit. He was waiting for his moment for the guy to do a flurry of punches and miss. Please rewind that back because Rolio didn't deserve to lose his fight like that. You should still continue to fight. The guy just fight. You're gonna end the fight because he got cross eyes. He looked like that normally anyway. So he's like, I'm okay. So he looks like to the referee. The guy looks like he knocked out or something, but that's not the truth. Of course, he can still fight, KK. Nothing's wrong with him. He caught a hit and got right back up. He normally looks like that though. He just have that posture and that look. What the fuck, dog? That's how he normally looks. That's his normal look. See, longer arms. When he missed, boom. That's where you catch him. Boom. It's the punch that you don't see. Now you see how he gets knocked out. Yeah, he got caught a little bit. He a little dazed, but that's how he looked. That's how he looked. Now he's up. Oh, it's this fight that his legs was a little wobbly. It's the fight that his legs was a little wobbly. Wow. It's his legs was a little wobbly. And then he was just like this. But he normally looks slow and a little bit, mm, that shot must have paralyzed him. That shot must have paralyzed him. Now his legs was gone. I didn't see the leg aspect. So forgive me on that. You see how wobbly his legs was? They're gonna automatically end the fight if your legs is wobbly and you stand up. So that's his problem. He was like, this nigga was like this. That was it. He looked a little bit dazed. He probably got whiplash from that punch. You know, something was a little off. Maybe he's just a little sore. He got whiplash. Here it come. Boom. Look at that. Boom. You see that? Boom. He got caught with that whiplash. I don't know if you can see it there, but he got caught with that whiplash. You see it? Whiplash. Whiplash USA. Boom. You saw that? Did you saw that, nigga? You saw that hit? Oh my God. I didn't see his legs get wobbled. I just saw his facial expressions, and that's how he normally looked. You know, I know about this fighter because I watched several interviews of him, and that's just how he looked normally anyway. Wow, wow, yeah, man, it's a little case of whiplash, and that was just enough to end the fight. That was just like getting regularly knocked out. Then, automatic rule: if your legs is wobbly, you cannot fight no more. So I understand the decision a little bit. If he got up and his legs wasn't wobbly, you could have let this guy still fight. Damn, that's Tank Davis's 25th knockout. Tank still got that title. Nobody beat him yet. Wow. Is he gonna leave the money team though? I see Al Heyman over there. Tank, he said we did it again in New York City, baby. Rep New York City, baby. NYC. And you say New York City. Man, I miss New York sometimes. I really do miss New York sometimes. Ain't no place like it, you know. So, AK, I'm glad I was able to talk to you about this because I was trying to tell people be careful before you come to certain places. All right? Be careful. You know, that if you like McDonald's, you like Burger King, you ain't going to see that too much over here. If you do, you're going to pay a lot of money because it's pricey over here. You want that good slice of pizza that you find in New York, you're not going to get that here unless you bring the ingredients here to yourself. You know, you got to bring some of that stuff here, but everything's pricey. You wanna live in the Philippines on a bargain and save a lot of money and say you got a lot of money. You know, you could build your house up with U.S. money and all that stuff, make your place look like a mansion. But at the same time, when it comes to living good, you want all that good stuff that you normally used to. It's gonna cost you, bro. There's no Parmesan cheese here. You want Parmesan cheese on your spaghetti, you can't even do that. Ground beef costs a heavy amount of money here, right? Because it's not normally used to here. The normal stuff that you used to enjoy, you won't get that in the Philippines. It's gonna cost you in the Philippines. Normal stuff. You know, you like your Starbucks coffee, you got to travel real far to get it, and it's gonna be pricey. You know, everything is different here. All that name brand stuff that you used to eating cost you. You're gonna have to eat the Filipino brand, the Filipino version of that, and that don't have the same taste as it is. Milk don't even have the same taste here. When you drink milk here, milk don't taste the same way at all. Milk tastes like it just came straight from a cow. Like maybe that's what they do because you're gonna have to get the fresh milk yourself. Take a cow, you're gonna have to get it yourself, and it's not gonna have those preservatives and all that other stuff that you're used to when you go into the market. You know, yes, I do eat a lot of Filipino cuisine over here. You know, it's the cheapest way to save money. You know, every now and then I indulge, but the cheapest way to save money is to eat like a Filipino, and that's a lot of rice dishes. You know, rice and meat dishes. That's what mostly Filipino food is. Right, rice is heavy here. Rice is like everyday life. You're gonna find yourself eating rice every day. Whether it's rice with fish, if you like fish, rice with chicken adobo, pork adobo, tocino, all of that stuff. You know, but wow, man, what a knockout! What a knockout, bro! What a knockout! So don't be fooled. Don't think you're gonna see a jewelry shop. You could buy shit like this, or you could go and get a PlayStation 5 and all that stuff. You got to really look hard for it. Now you can get a PlayStation 5 faster over here because a lot of people don't have money to afford one. You know, so you could go to the mall and get one here because it's just sitting there because not too much people have it. The rich people have money. To have a PlayStation 5 here is to be rich. To have a PlayStation 5 in the United States is not. To have an Apple phone here is to be rich. You want a Samsung refrigerator, you want all of that. That stuff may be normal in the States, but here it's considered to be rich. Think about that for a minute. An iPad is considered to be rich. You don't have to be rich to get an iPad in the United States. You can get one off credit. Shit. Plenty of ways. You know, life is just different here. You know, you want your Jordans, you want your LeBrons, you want your Kyries. You're not going to find that in your typical malls here, unless you go all the way to the like Manila, but you got to pay a lot for them. They cost double here. Everything costs double here just to eat here. You want a authentic, you want the closest thing you could get to authentic sliced New York pizza, you're going to be paying money a lot. You may have to go to a place where a foreigner open up a business, you know. But shout out to Tank Davis, man. He got the job done quick. Knockout. And all that parading around the ring, he was waiting for a perfect opportunity because he know he couldn't box in a pocket with the guy. He had the box on the outside and just wait for him to slip. And that's when I catch him. That's when I catch him on that knockout tip. You know? What else? You can't wear sneakers too much. You wear sandals. You know? Did you see my videos when I'm playing basketball? Who's the only guy that got sneakers on? Some people are playing barefooted. Now, it's not because they can't afford kicks, but, you know, it's just different culture. You know, that's all. Different culture. You know, I can't do it. Play basketball in your barefoot. You know how hard that is? Like, if you jumping, these guys could jump without sneakers on, as if they had sneakers on to block your shot, to play basketball. I'm like, how do you do it? You could get wood, splinters, rocks, all of that stuff in your foot. And I'm like, I can't do it because the American in me, my foot isn't as hard to withstand that impact. You know, you got to understand it's a different state of mind, man. Their foot, the bottom of their foot is so, it's like exercise. It's so toughened. The skin is more hardened than us that we take baths and we put shoes on and we put socks on, it softens our feet. So our feet is not as, they look at us, be like, oh man, you wimpy Americans. You can't play basketball without no shoes. It's different, yo. It's different. It's just different. Different. You got to hunt for your meat. Got chickens around here. You got quack, quack, quack. You got to cut off the neck, skin the chicken yourself, get out all the intestines. You can make dishes whatever way you want. Like for instance, when we slaughtered that pig, blood leaking everywhere. You take the pig's blood and you do what you do. But life is different here. It's really different, and I'm glad that I get to experience that in life. I get to go all around the world and see how people live, and it's just different, bro. It's really different. It's so hot here. People wear shorts, everyday life, wearing shorts, no shirt, sandals. Shit is different. But if anybody knows, is uh Davis going to be re-signing with the money team? Nah, man. I haven't been doing it. I've been watching people do it. I can't do it. I mean, it's just not me, man. I can't do it. I'm just not used to that lifestyle. And it's kind of weird. We come from neighborhoods where we've seen people get shot, stabbed, and that's norm for us. But to cut a chicken and kill animals is like, oh, I can't do it. State of mind is different. It's different, you know. And they're looking at me like soft. This dude can't do it. Yeah, it's tough, man. You see the the pigs, take his last breath, bro. That still had like low key. That gave me like nightmares a little bit, man. I mean, like the eyes rolling back. Yo, it's just different, man. It really is different. You know, I'm starting to get used to it though a little bit. Somewhat. You know, but it makes me harder to eat it because I know where it came from and I've seen how it was done. Then I'm like, holy shit, I gotta eat that. It don't look the same no more. You know what I'm saying? Front row seat to the carnage. AK, you may get your chance one day to see it too. You know, that's my point though. It's not the same, bro. It affects you, man. They do. They got the machetes though. It's like how you see the Africans do their thing. They got the machetes. That's long ass machete knives. Chop through woods, chop through bushes. Dog is just different. Different. Lizards. Some eating that. Frogs. Have you ever eaten a frog? And here's the thing. I'm a really gross some of you out. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. Have you ever eaten a dog? Dog meat. Dog meat. Imagine killing a dog. Dog, skinning it and eating a dog. Now, the American in me cannot handle that. I cannot handle eating a dog. I can't do it. I'm used to having them as pets. They're part of my family. I can't do it. Yo, Zach, you all late, bro. What's up? Yeah, Tank Davis got that knockout. He was whipping that. He got that knockout was vicious. This was far from the best fight though. This was a watered down fight. The only good moment was that knockout. The rest of it was whack. He said, I'm having second thoughts. You could be a contestant to try it. I won't. Here's the exotic food you could try: shark, dog, lizard, frog, Hmm. Tree worms. That's all I can think of right now. No, in certain spots, you can eat insects if you like eating ants. Protein for the ants. You know, boxing is one of the best sports in the world. Yeah, he did what Floyd did. He ran around the ring a little bit, but that was a boring fight though. The only good part is he satisfied us with the knockout. That's the only difference. That's the biggest problem Floyd got. Floyd would have did all that running and won off points. Like he 1 point here, he 1 point there, and you fell asleep. You know, if he had knockout power, it'd been a little more. He'd been a little more fun to watch, despite the sweet science of boxing. Certain parts they do, okay, just not this part. you know, man. But there's no place in the world that eat more exotic food than the motherland. I got cousins that went to Africa and they indulge in the culture. They said they had to eat stuff that you couldn't possibly imagine. Drink blood, fresh from the animal. Uh, Eat raw meat, straight from the animal. Chewy raw meat. After you kill the beast, you eat the meat raw. you know, and some customs, if you kill the pig here, put the pig's blood on your face, then eat it raw. Show how much of a man you are. You know, a lot of people have different customs. You know, ooh, Cambosis versus Haley. Well, I got Haley in that one. You know, yeah, Brooklyn stand up. Even though I don't like Brooklyn too much, I got Haley winning that fight. I got Devin Haley winning that fight. I know you got Cambosis. Do you get Cambosis just because he white? Because I'm starting to think a lot of people play the race card when it comes to sports. You know, I don't know. That's a good question. They maybe some of them are sick. They just don't know it because they don't have medical attention. They don't have a doctor to go to. Some places don't believe in going into a doctor. They believe that uh, all you need is to drink herbs and medicine. I mean herbs and eat plants and drink certain things. They don't believe in medication. They don't believe in going to a doctor. They believe everything could be cured by the natural elements of the world. You know, eat this tree. It'll cure you of getting cancer or whatever. You know, it's just they believe. You know, everybody's different. I'm talking about Africa, by the way. You know, but yeah, how do people eat raw meat without getting sick? You got maggots and all that stuff in there. You got worms. How do people do that? You know, but lots of people do it. No, okay. I'm not that I'm accusing you of racism or nothing, Zach. I just ants. I was just curious because a lot of people play the race card in boxing. People playing the race card with the NBA. There's a lot of people that don't like Luca because he's white. Yeah, I said it. A lot of people that happen to be black don't like Luca because he's white and he's playing in a sport that's dominated by black people. Some people don't do like that. I know this for the truth. Okay, I'm telling you the absolute truth. I'm not hiding from nothing. So I don't got a problem with Luca's skin color, but I know people that do, and I call them out on it. And then they look at me and say, "Hey, a black man can't be racist." You really believe that narrative that a black person can't be racist? Is it possible for a black man to be racist? Hey, racism is racism, no matter whether it's coming from a white or a black person, right? I don't have, I don't have to, you don't have to be black to get a free pass to be called not racist. I don't understand where that even came from. You know, anyone can be racist. That is 100% true. But did you notice black people get a pass? I can say some racist stuff to you right now, Zach, but being the fact that I'm black, I get away with it. And you can't counter back at me because if you do, oh, you already know what you're going to be called. You already know what's going to happen to you. But for me, I get a free pass, you know. But at the end of the day, you can't fight racism with more racism. That's just how I look at it. If you racist, you racist. Don't matter what skin color you are. You know. I know everybody can't get treated fair, but that's just how the world is, man. You know. But don't get it twisted. There's a lot of guys in sports media that don't like Luka because of his skin color. You know. Now I'm just speaking facts. I don't got no problem with Luka. I just don't think he's the best, but I don't got no problem with him. You know. And I had nothing to do. And the flip side of that is he gets special treatment because he's white, but he also gets racist treatment because he's white. Go figure. He gets double-edged sword. He gets both treatment. You know, he get man. It's like me if I was to go and play hockey. You know, imagine that I would get double standard treatment in hockey because the sport is dominated by white people. So I get a pass in hockey, but I also get the racist and the neglection treatment because I'm black. So I would get double treatment, double-edged sword. Yes, they are. You know, Larry Bird is another guy that's underrated and get highly disrespected. And a lot of people like using that. Well, Bird wasn't athletic. Bird wasn't like these black athletes. Bird was just as good as most black athletes and players. I'm sorry to tell you the truth. The man just know how to play basketball. He know how to put the ball in the basket. Now, if you're gonna sit there and say that he had flaws, well, no shit. Every player had flaws. But Larry Bird was elite at what he does best: passing, playmaking, and scoring. You know. Yes, I enjoy boxing more than the NBA. I always have. Boxing's been my favorite sport for quite some time. Yeah, I do too. But at the same time, Bird is highly disrespected. You know, highly disrespected. You know, and a lot of people like to say, "Oh well, you know, LeBron would have kicked Larry Bird's ass." Are you sure about that? If Jason Terry could beat LeBron James and get underneath his skin, Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers of all time. Larry Bird is one of the greatest shooters of all time. I don't care how athletic LeBron is. LeBron defensively wasn't a good defender anyway. LeBron can't stop nobody one-on-one too much unless it's a Derrick Rose or undersized player like Derrick Rose. But Larry Bird was 6'9" and he could shoot. Larry Bird would shoot the lights out. What makes you think that LeBron could guard Larry Bird? Larry Bird had been giving LeBron James the business just off a jump shot all day. Okay? You saw what Dominique Wilkins said. Well, here's a funny story. Dominique Wilkins was like, yo, there was guys talking trash about Larry Bird, like, you know, he's slow. You can't guard him, cook him. You know, cook the white guy. You know, Larry Bird's eyes lit up like this big. He looked at Dominique Wilkins, gave him the stare of death, and he went off. He went off. Okay? He scored almost 60 points on Dominique Wilkins. You know? So don't get it so twisted. If they met in the finals and Larry Bird is on that 86 Boston Celtic team, they beating LeBron. They beating one of those big three super teams because those super teams overachieved anyway. Now you could say LeBron is a better player, fine, that's your opinion. But don't sit there and act like Larry Bird wouldn't give LeBron the business. He would have beat LeBron in the NBA Finals a couple times too. He had the team for it. Stop disrespecting Larry Bird because Larry Bird and LeBron James is almost identical with stats anyway. You do know that they're more comparable than anything. And Larry Bird is a better under the pressure performer. Larry Bird didn't give a fuck. Yeah, man, y'all keep sleeping on Larry Bird. He beat some of the greatest basketball players of all time. The Magics, the Kareems, Isaiah Thomases, the Jordans. So what the hell are you talking about? You think he can't beat LeBron? Well, why are you going to isolate yourself just from LeBron? You act like LeBron never lost in the finals before. Kevin Durant outplayed LeBron. He's just as good of a shooter as Larry Bird is. Yeah, that may be the funny part. Zach got a little point there. They may not be able to guard each other. It may be bucket on bucket, you know? Yeah, man. It's with the physicality and stuff, you guys got to take a lot of stuff into. If James Worthy was playing today, James Worthy would be averaging about like 30 points a game. He'd be an MVP candidate in some seasons. You guys don't get that. All these old players would get upgraded. Even the ones like Kevin Johnson would be like one of the top point guards in the league today because the game is for perimeter players. He's a scorer. What happens when you give a scorer the green light to score? You know, Elgin Baylor is another guy. Yes, I'm Zach. Thank you. I'm not saying LeBron is better. He's better than LeBron or LeBron better. I'm just telling you these guys that you keep downgrading, they would get upgraded. They would have came. They would have been from the same era as everybody else. They would have been listening to hip hop. They would have been having the Euro steps, the crossover dribbles. You act like they would have been coming into the league dribbling with one hand or something like that. You don't realize that. Dominique Wilkins is another one. All these guys would have been up. Their athletic ability due to just genetics, better medical discoveries we have in this era. These guys would have been like super athletic. If if some of those players, the players from the past was like, man, if we had this medical breakthrough back then, I could have been playing basketball for 20 more years. Why you think guys last longer in today's league? It's because you don't have to deal with so much physicalness. Real talk. They don't have to deal with so much physicalness. So that alone gives them long longevity. Larry Bird would have been playing basketball for 20 seasons if he was playing now. Little bit contact, he wouldn't have back problems because medical breakthroughs would have helped him more. He would have had more medicines, more advancements. Every generation, medical advancements gets bigger. One day somebody's going to have the cure for HIV. One day somebody's going to have the cure for this and that. Medical advancements gets bigger and bigger than the today's athletes. So when you look at stuff like, oh, this guy's bigger, faster, stronger, you fail to realize this, those same guys, if they played in today's era, they've been just as big, faster, and stronger. You ever seen some guys from the 50s and 60s? They look fat, out of shape, chubby. You know, they got the tight shorts on, all that stuff. Well, if they played today, they wouldn't have that body. You know, he said, I don't know about Kier. You get my point of what I'm trying to say, though. Maybe one, you never know. You can't count nothing out. Anything's possible. Like KG said, anything's possible. Yeah, the NBA is soft a little bit. It's just how guys are, man. A lot of stuff you was able to do back then, you can't do now. Yeah. Walt had to do that. Walt Chamberlain would have been a beast if he played now. He'd been twice as athletic. He had been having all these advancements that today's players have. Walt Chamberlain would have been shooting threes in today's era. You said, oh, no way. That because the era that he played for, guys wasn't shooting threes. The three-pointer is still relatively new. It came in 1980. Walt Chamberlain didn't know what a three-point shot was. But if he was playing in today's era, he would know what a three-point shot is. And his game would accommodate that. He had been Walt Chamberlain 2022 version. And that's a scary thought. He would have been faster, bigger. He would have been shooting threes. Think about that. You know? We could go to the moon, but can't find the kid. That is true. That is true. You know, if Walt played in today, he would have been more in a GOAT conversation. Yes, he would. Now, he wouldn't have those 50-point seasons and stuff like that. No, he won't have that. But he will have a lot of MVPs. He will have a lot of good scoring titles. You know, if the Joker's a two-time MVP, Walt Chamberlain has been a multiple-time MVP here. Yes, he does get disrespected because of his era, but it's just belly of the beast, you know, and the competition that he played against. Simple as that. You know, Anything from the 1980s and now is modern NBA. But pretty soon, the 80s and the 90s won't be modern NBA no more. Modern NBA would be 2000s and up because every era changed. Pretty soon, 80s and 90s would be Renaissance NBA. It would be equal to Renaissance NBA because Renaissance NBA now is 50s, 60s. And you see how that's pretty much not included in the GOAT conversation too much. All those guys get disqualified because the game was so different back then. Too different that you can't rate it. It wasn't this, it wasn't that. No rules here, no rules there. Different competition here, different competition there. Politics, not allowed, colored people not allowed to play. This and that. I mean, it was just, I mean, it's a whole, you might as well do a top 10, a GOAT list for 50s to 70s. Don't add the 80s. Just do 50s to 70s. You could do a GOAT list. Separate that from 80s to now. Pretty soon, you'll be able to separate the 80s and 90s because things will keep getting changed. Oh, okay. All right. AK said he got woke regardless. Man, imagine if Walt played today. He would have a crossover dribble. He would have handles. He would have a three-point shot. He'll be jumping out the gym. He was one of the most, man, yo, stop it. Stop it. Michael Jordan, too. Michael Jordan would be super athletic even now. Michael Jordan, for his time, was Olympian. He was running sprints against guys that run in the Olympics. You guys don't realize how athletic Jordan was. He was ahead of his time. If he played now, he'd still be considered ahead of his time because it'd be times two. Because it would be nothing. It wouldn't been another Jordan. If Jordan was now, then Jordan would have been the first to do all of the stuff that you see now. Guys wouldn't be shooting on fadeaway jump shots and all of that stuff. The guy that perfected that ushered into a whole new style of playing for the two guard was Michael Jordan. Think about that. It'd have been completely different. Bill Russell would have been upgraded to a certain extent, Zach. Now, here's the difference with him. Well, he had a couple more points, yeah. But if you're going to sit there and say he had been a scorer, I'm not too sure. Okay, I'm not too sure on that because in his own time frame, he wasn't a scorer. This applies to guys that are naturally scorers in their own time frame, right? Now, will he have an upgrade? No question. He would definitely have an upgrade. Okay, he had been more athletic, you know, and that's kind of scary on the defensive end. But the offense, I don't know because he wasn't a good offensive player in his own era. This applies to guys that are good offensively anyway. They get the upgrade, but you can't get an upgrade for somebody that wasn't a good offensive player to begin with. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. I mean, a lot of guys had that two guard fadeaway style they got from Mike, the Kobe's, the T Max, you know, the LeBrons. LeBron got a lot of his game from Jordan too. He was watching tape, you know. So Jordan was a transcender. He transcended the whole NBA because remember, without Jordan, guys would probably still be going through. You need a center to win the championship. You need a big guy. Jordan changed all of that. He said, "Hey, look, us perimeter players, we could play too. Okay, we could lead teams to championships too. You know, that's the difference. You know, but to answer that question, Bill Russell definitely would have got an upgrade, but he would have got an upgrade on his athletic ability and his defense ability. I don't know if that would have been so much of an upgrade because here's the thing. He wouldn't been able to display that defensive ability too much because you're handicapped as a defensive player now anyway. So he probably would have been in a little bit trouble, you know. He has the best NBA resume. Yeah, he does as of now until somebody beats it. We're waiting on it. The guy that can beat it is still Giannis. Giannis still has the best chance of doing that. But nevertheless, y'all, I'm about to head up out of here. Salute to all you guys that join me on this boxing live stream. We're gonna be back for the next one. Every week there's a good boxing fight, right? Now we're gonna see Devin Haley try to beat the underdog. Cambosis. Cambosis is an underdog. He's a little engine that could, because a lot of people doubt him. But we got to see what he got. You know. Peace, y'all. Have a good one and be safe. One.